Marshawn Lynch, famously known as Beast Mode, was an NFL sensation recognized for his powerful running style and exceptional skill on the field. However, his career wasn't without controversy. Lynch's aggressive interactions with the media and a DUI conviction in 2012 sometimes overshadowed his athletic achievements, damaging his reputation. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe. In June 2008, Lynch found himself in legal trouble when he pled guilty to a hit-and-run charge. The incident occurred when Lynch was driving his 2008 Porsche Cayenne through Buffalo's Bar District at around 3:30 a.m. He struck a woman in the street but didn't stop to check what had happened. When questioned by the authorities, Lynch claimed he was unaware that his car had hit anyone or anything. A few years later, in July 2012, Lynch faced another serious issue when he was arrested by the California Highway Patrol for driving under the influence. He had been driving erratically, which caught the attention of the officers. At the Alameda County Sheriff's Office North County Jail in Oakland, Lynch registered a blood alcohol level of 0.10 on a breathalyzer test. The timing was particularly unfortunate, as the arrest occurred just hours before Lynch was scheduled to host a youth football camp. The legal process for this DUI case was drawn out. A motion to dismiss the charges was denied in November 2013, but the trial date was postponed until after the NFL season. Lynch's attorney, Ivan Gold, claimed that the police were not being entirely truthful and were changing their stories in an attempt to convict Lynch. Ultimately, in February 2014, Lynch pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of reckless driving. As part of his sentence, he received 2 years of probation, a $1,033 fine, and was required to attend driver safety classes. However, his driver's license was not suspended. In August 2022, Lynch once again made headlines when he was arrested on suspicion of DUI near the Las Vegas Strip. According to the police report, officers found Lynch asleep in a parked car that showed visible signs of damage. He was charged with DUI and 3 other related offenses. Lynch was released after posting bail of $3,281, but his lawyers disputed the charges, challenging the circumstances of his arrest. This isn't his only controversy. Lynch became well known not just for his incredible talent on the field, but also for his reluctance to engage with the media. Throughout his career, he often avoided talking to reporters, which led to a notable incident in the 2013 NFL season. Lynch was fined $50,000 by the NFL for refusing to participate in media interviews that year. This fine inspired Seattle Seahawks fans to rally together and raise the money to help him pay the fine. However, the situation took an interesting turn when the NFL decided to pull back the fine after reaching an agreement with Lynch. The deal was that if he violated the media rule again, he would be fined another $50,000. In a generous move, Lynch chose to donate the money raised by his fans to charity instead. Despite this agreement, Lynch continued to resist media interactions. On November 19, 2014, he was fined $100,000 for once again refusing to speak to reporters. A few days later, following a Seahawks victory over the Arizona Cardinals, Lynch made headlines for answering nearly every question from the media with a simple, "Yeah." This was just one of the many times Lynch showed his reluctance to engage with the press in his unique way. After the second game between the Seahawks and the Cardinals on December 21, 2014, Lynch responded to almost every question with variations of, "Thanks for asking," or "I appreciate you asking." Interestingly, the only people who managed to get Lynch to open up in interviews were Deion Sanders, his former teammate turned analyst Michael Robinson, and journalist Michael Silver. Through these interviews, it was revealed that Lynch's reluctance to talk to the media stemmed from his upbringing and the feeling that he was being forced to do something he wasn't comfortable with. Lynch's most famous media moment came during Super Bowl Media Day on January 27, 2015, in Glendale, Arizona. He made headlines again by attending the event for just 5 minutes and answering every question with some variation of, "I'm just here so I won't get fined." The next day, he continued the trend by responding to every question with, "You know why I'm here." Lynch's interactions with the media became a defining aspect of his public persona, adding another layer to his already complex and intriguing character. On the contrary, his career was a great one. Lynch's NFL journey began on April 28, 2007, when he was selected by the Buffalo Bills as the 12th overall pick in the first round of the NFL Draft. As the second running back taken that year, Lynch quickly made his mark. He signed a 6-year, $935 million contract with the Bills, which included a $3 million signing bonus and over $10 million in guaranteed money. Lynch entered the league as the starting running back for the Bills and made an immediate impact. In his first regular season game on September 9th, he rushed for 90 yards on 19 carries and scored his first touchdown, although the Bills narrowly lost to the Denver Broncos. His breakout moment came a couple of months later on November 4th, when he had a huge game against the Cincinnati Bengals, rushing for 153 yards, including a 56-yard touchdown run. He even threw a touchdown pass to tight end Robert Royal, a rare feat for a running back. However, Lynch's rookie season wasn't without challenges. He injured his ankle in a game against the Miami Dolphins and had to miss the next 3 games. He returned on December 9th and played well, rushing for 107 yards in his second matchup against the Dolphins that season. Despite fumbling for the first time in his NFL career during that game, he helped the Bills' offense achieve a rare feat, having 2 players rush for over 100 yards in the same game, with Fred Jackson also contributing 115 yards. Lynch continued to shine throughout his rookie season, surpassing 1,000 rushing yards by December 23rd in a game against the New York Giants. Although the Bills lost, Lynch's performance made him only the 4th rookie in Bills history to reach the 1,000-yard milestone. He wrapped up his first season with 115 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns, earning him a spot on the NFL All-Rookie team. In 2008, Lynch was expected to take on a bigger role in the Bills' passing game. He started the season strong, scoring 4 rushing touchdowns in the first 3 games. Although he faced some tough matchups, including a season-low 16 yards against the New York Jets, he eventually broke through with his first 100-yard rushing game of the season on November 17th against the Cleveland Browns, where he also scored his first receiving touchdown. 2 weeks later, he posted a season-high 134 rushing yards against the San Francisco 49ers and went over the 1,000-yard mark for the season in a rematch against the Jets. He finished the 2008 season with 1,036 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, and 300 receiving yards, which earned him his first Pro Bowl selection, replacing the injured Chris Johnson. Lynch became the first Bills running back to be selected for the Pro Bowl since Travis Henry in 2002. The 2009 season, however, brought some off-field issues for Lynch. After pleading guilty to misdemeanor weapons charges during the offseason, Lynch met with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and was eventually suspended for the first 3 games of the season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. Despite appealing the suspension, it was upheld, and Lynch had to sit out those games. When he returned, he played the remainder of the season but lost his starting role to Fred Jackson, who had his first 1,000-yard season. Lynch finished the year with 450 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, without reaching 100 yards in a single game for the first time in his career. In 2010, Lynch's time with the Bills was winding down. He suffered an ankle sprain in the preseason opener and missed several weeks. After starting just 3 games that season, he was traded to the Seattle Seahawks on October 5th in exchange for 2 draft picks, a 4th-round pick in the 2011 NFL Draft and a conditional pick in 2012, which later became a 5th-rounder. This trade marked the beginning of the next chapter in Lynch's career, where he would go on to become an NFL legend with the Seahawks. After joining the Seattle Seahawks, Lynch quickly made his mark. He scored his first touchdown with the Seahawks on October 17, 2010, during a game against the Chicago Bears. Later that season, on December 5th, he had an impressive game against the Carolina Panthers, scoring 3 touchdowns. Lynch finished the 2010 season with 737 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. In his first playoff appearance on January 8, 2011, Lynch had a standout moment against the New Orleans Saints with a 67-yard touchdown run that broke 9 tackles. This run became known as the Beastquake because the fans' reaction was so intense that it registered on a nearby seismograph. The 2011 season saw Lynch continue to excel, rushing for 1,904 yards and 12 touchdowns, both career highs. He became known for his habit of eating Skittles on the sidelines to celebrate his touchdowns, which fans started throwing onto the field after his scores. Lynch set a franchise record by scoring a touchdown in 11 consecutive games and was added to the Pro Bowl roster. In 2012, Lynch signed a 4-year, $31 million contract with the Seahawks. He had another strong season, rushing for 1,190 yards and 11 touchdowns. He played a key role in the Seahawks' playoff run, though they were eventually eliminated by the Atlanta Falcons in the divisional round. His efforts earned him first-team All-Pro honors and a spot in the Pro Bowl. During the 2013 season, Lynch rushed for 1,057 yards and 12 touchdowns, helping the Seahawks secure a 13-3 record and a first-round bye in the playoffs. He was instrumental in the team's playoff success, leading them to a victory in Super Bowl extra weight against the Denver Broncos. Lynch's performance throughout the season earned him a spot on the NFL Top 100 Players list, ranked 14th. In 2014, Lynch held out of training camp for a better contract, eventually reaching an agreement with the Seahawks. He continued to dominate on the field, rushing for over 100 yards in several games and scoring 4 touchdowns in a single game against the New York Giants. Lynch's powerful running style was highlighted again in a 79-yard touchdown run against the Arizona Cardinals, reminiscent of his famous Beastquake. He was named to the Pro Bowl and played a significant role in the Seahawks' playoff run, though they lost in Super Bowl XXXVIII to the New England Patriots. Lynch signed a 2-year extension with the Seahawks in 2015, but struggled with injuries throughout the season. Despite some strong performances, including a 122-yard game against the San Francisco 49ers, Lynch was sidelined for much of the season due to a sports hernia. He made a brief return in the playoffs, but was limited in his impact. On February 7, 2016, Lynch announced his retirement by posting a picture of his cleats hanging from a telephone wire on Twitter. After retiring, Lynch mentored college football players at Cal. However, rumors of a comeback began to circulate, and in April 2017, Lynch agreed to terms with the Oakland Raiders, his hometown team. Lynch wanted to play for the Raiders before their move to Las Vegas so that the kids in Oakland could see a local football star represent their city. On April 26, 2017, Lynch officially joined the Oakland Raiders after passing his physical. The Seahawks traded him along with a 6th-round draft pick to the Raiders in exchange for a 5th-round pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. Lynch signed a 2-year deal worth $9 million, with the potential to earn up to $16.5 million, including a $2 million bonus if he rushed for 1,000 yards in the season. In the 2017 season opener against the Tennessee Titans, Lynch made an impact with 18 carries for 76 yards in a 26-16 win. He scored his first touchdown as a Raider in Week 2 against the New York Jets, helping the team to a 45-20 victory. However, Lynch had some run-ins with the league that year, including being fined $12,000 for an obscene gesture and getting ejected during a game against the Kansas City Chiefs for shoving an official. Despite these incidents, Lynch achieved a major milestone by becoming the 31st player in NFL history to rush for over 10,000 yards during the season finale against the Los Angeles Chargers. He finished the season with 891 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. Lynch returned for the 2018 season under new head coach John Gruden and started strong, scoring a rushing touchdown in each of the first 3 games. He had a standout performance in Week 4 against the Cleveland Browns, rushing for 130 yards in an overtime win. Unfortunately, his season was cut short by a groin injury that landed him on injured reserve. He ended the season with 376 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in just 6 games. After the season, Lynch hinted that he might retire again. However, Lynch wasn't quite done with football. He made a surprise return to the Seahawks late in the 2019 season after the team suffered multiple injuries at the running back position. He played in Week 17 against the San Francisco 49ers and scored a touchdown. In the playoffs, Lynch continued to contribute, scoring a touchdown against the Philadelphia Eagles in the wildcard round and adding 2 more touchdowns against the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round. These performances moved him into 4th place on the all-time postseason rushing touchdowns list, tied with Terrell Davis and John Riggins with 12. When asked about returning for the 2020 season, Lynch kept things open-ended, saying, "We'll see what's happening." Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll echoed this sentiment, leaving the door open for a possible return. Lynch was also named to the Pro Football Hall of Fame All-2010s team. In December 2020, Lynch mentioned in an interview that teams had shown interest in signing him, and he was open to joining a Super Bowl contender if the opportunity arose. That is it for this one. But if you happen to like NFL legends, make sure to check out our latest videos on our channel NFL Icons. I'm sure you will love it.